our grandkids spending some time with us. They come down from the mountains where the biggest cash crop is marijuana. And the government is trying to legalize marijuana because we're broke. They don't know how to raise any more money. Lamentations, 1st chapter, 12th verse. Easter's over with. All of the huge crowds that fill stadiums are gone. The churches are looking at the faithful few. Jeremiah asked the question, does anyone understand my suffering? Is it nothing to you, all ye that pass by? Behold and see if there be any sorrow like unto my sorrow, which is done unto me, wherewith the Lord hath afflicted me in the day of his fierce anger. The two songs you just heard is talking about what that Jeremiah was discussing. All of God's anger, all of God's judgment was placed on Jesus Christ. He said, Father, if it be thy will, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. Does it mean nothing to you that pass by? Can we take into consideration the sufferings of other people? Can we take into consideration how he suffered in our place? I want to talk to you this morning about, did it really happen? Did it really happen? Is it simply a fantasy that's been passed, a fable from generation to generation? Or is Jesus alive? Now, many people today are going through a real quandary, a real, what Saul of Tarsus was going on in his mind. He was having conflicting views. He wanted to hold on to the old law, the old tradition. And at the same time, he was exposed to the truth that really happened. Now, how is he going to handle this? The Bible said, how can you kick against the pricks? How can you go against two conflicting doctrines? Did Jesus really manifest himself as the Savior of Israel, as the Savior of the whole world? Did it really happen? John 20, 24, 25. See, many people that filled churches last Sunday that went through religious exercises, they're not really sure. They don't want to give it too much thought because it would disturb them. If they had to stop and to consider, did it really happen? Now, if it really happened, how do we react to it? Can we just ignore it and say, well, I'm not really sure whether it happened or not? Or do we have to come to a conclusion a decision. He's either alive or he's a liar and the Bible's a fable. How plain and how simple it is. If it really happened, how can we ignore and just wag our heads and pass on by as if it never took place? They're talking about how that the history of the Second World War has been so distorted by some that want to rewrite history and make it look different. And that we didn't have to do all that we did in battle. And that we put on a disc. My wife got bunches of them, but it's Guadalcanal Diary. The Battle of Guadalcanal. Now, whenever that first came out in 1942, 43, somewhere in there, whenever I went to see it, I went up after it over at Joint Marine Corps. They told me to go home and grow up. But there was something about the reality of that that made you want to stand up and say, this is my nation, this is my country, and America is worth fighting and dying for. Years later, I raised my hand and said, I swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States and defend it even with my life if need be. Of course, whenever you took that oath, you wasn't really expecting to have to give your life, but many of my friends, young boys that went in with me, died. Never got to grow up, never got to live. Does it mean nothing to you that passed by? Now, I thank God last Sunday this church was looking good. Because we got a whole lot of people. I guarantee you that there have got a good couple of hundred people that actually think this is their home church. Doesn't mean too much, though. Doesn't mean that too much whenever we're not really sure. If I was really sure that Wayne Montgomery knew what he was preaching and teaching, does it not mean anything to you? Listen to what the Bible said in John 20, 24, and 25. But Thomas, one of the 12, called Didymus, was not with them when Jesus came. The other disciples therefore said unto him, we have seen the Lord. How much impact do you have on someone? We have seen the Lord. Oh, yeah, I know, like you've seen Elvis over in Las Vegas. Thomas heard what they said. We have seen the Lord. What an amazing statement to make. We have seen the Lord, but he said unto them, except I see in his hands the print of the nails, and put my finger into the print of the nails, and thrust my hand into his side, I will not believe. I will not believe it except that I see it, except I touch it. We've become a very skeptical people. We have lost our trust and our faith in our religious movements. We've lost our faith and our trust in our political leaders. And whenever they said, Thomas, we have seen him, he said, I don't believe what you're saying.